Chapter 31. Flashes of images from Rielle's visions. Rielle told Nancy that she felt a prick penetrate her heart when she heard the song Beautiful in My Eyes and that she could relate to the music and couldn't bear the pain while listening. Could it be that you're starting to remember things now? Nancy asked excitedly. They said that she had the selective amnesia. Rielle couldn't believe what Nancy and Rielle had told her. Rielle was puzzled and shocked. What selective amnesia are you talking about, Nancy? I'm fine. I'm very much fine. If I have amnesia, I should have forgotten who I am, and I won't know you for sure. Nancy was at a loss for words. Then Rielle interrupted them. He was standing behind the doorway where Nancy and Rielle stood. It is true, Rielle. You have amnesia, selective amnesia. Perhaps it would be best if you talked to your mom. She knew everything and could answer your questions outright, advised Rielle. Rielle stared at Rielle in disbelief. She couldn't imagine that she had amnesia when she was aware that everything was all right with her, although, at times, she had difficulty recalling or recognizing someone who knew her. She thought of it as usual. Then she sobbed and was angry, accusing them of fooling her. Just because I was in tears, you still have the yearning to make a fool out of me? Making a joke? Do you think I am vulnerable to such jests? Rielle quavered. Rielle hugged Rielle sympathetically, and with a concerned tone, he said, I'll bring you home now, Rielle, and take a rest. You have been busy since this morning, and tension got a hold on you now, so I'll bring you home. They were walking towards the driveway when Rielle called. Where are you going? The party's not over yet, Rielle asked. I'm bringing Rielle home now, Juan. She is exhausted. She has been busy overseeing the preparations for your party since morning. Let her go now, please, Rielle requested. Sure, I understand, and walked towards Rielle, facing her. Thank you, Rielle, so much. You made my day so memorable, Rielle, smiling, shook hands with Juan, then went to the driveway. During the night in her bedroom, Rielle recalled the images that flashed in her vision. She was trying to digest in her thoughts those images, wondering why Rielle was so distinct in her eyes, but those images were like puzzles she couldn't put together. She asked herself what if Nancy and Rielle revealed to her was true. She could not live an everyday life like what she had in this life. While contemplating, she overlooked the time passing by that she didn't even realize when she fell asleep. The following day, while Rielle was stretching her body before rising from her bed, her mobile phone rang. She saw on the screen the name, My CEO. She smiled and felt lighthearted when she answered. Hello, love. You called so early, she replied. I wanted to know if you're okay now, Rielle asked. Why do you want to know? Don't tell me you were worried about my mood last night, she asked in a sing-song tone. I guess you're all right now, with that kind of a happy note. I want to be with you today. Sweetheart, I've missed you. We haven't had a little time for ourselves since yesterday. Could I fetch you today? Rielle was happy. Yes, I want to be with you today, love. I'll be ready in a few minutes. I'd call you back when I'm ready. I'm already here. Peek out from your window. Rielle, leaning by his car, flailed his arm when Rielle looked out by her window. Rielle quickly ran to the bathroom for a shower, then dressed hurriedly. Her hair, long and shiny, was dripping wet and uncombed, for she was in a hurry to get out and meet her love. Her mom was surprised by her sudden haste that she followed Rielle, reminding her that her hair was still dripping and uncombed. It's all right, Mom. It will dry no matter how. Bye for now, and she rushed outside the gate towards Rielle. She ran to him and embraced Hyun, an embrace so tight as if they had not seen each other for months. Rielle responded to her embrace, then held her chin and said, I missed you, baby, then took her hand and brought her to his side in the car, bowed to Mrs. Kalma, who was there observing, then drove away. Rielle was leaning by her side in her seat and kept staring at Hyun-ki, without a blink. Hyun-ki felt a change in Rielle. She was more affectionate and expressive. What? Was there something on my face, baby? Asked Hyun-ki, pretending to be bothered but excited at how Rielle stared at him. Rielle smiled sweetly then said, How I missed you, love. I missed you so much. Hyun-ki held her hand and replied, I missed you more, and I couldn't wait to hold you close, love. When they reached the condo, Hyun-ki was in a hurry to open the door, and he briskly held Rielle's waist. Rielle flung her arms around Hyun's neck, then Hyun carried her behind as they went into the bedroom, kissing passionately. When in the bedroom, Hyun-ki released Rielle gently. Both removed their shirts and her top, Then Hyun laid her gently on the bed. Hyunki kept kissing her. He opened her mouth and let his tongue intertwine. He placed his knee between Rielle's thighs, caressed her face gently with his fingers as they stared at each other, then slowly lowered his face to touch Rielle's face, kissing her nose and cheeks, then gradually moving to her ears, down to her neck, their breath gasping heavily. Then Hyunki whispered to her ears, "I love you, Rielle." Sirenghi, Rielle closed her eyes, willingly giving in to Hyunki's moves. Hyunki gently removed her lace and then laid on top of her, with clasped hands. Hyun pushed his hardness into her. Rielle moaned and gasped heavily for air. Their sweat was falling from their faces, moving together in a harmonious rhythm. Silence hovered over them, with only their heartbeats drumming so loud that they were the only ones who heard and felt it. A few hours later, Hyunki woke up from deep sleep and found Rielle wrapped with the bedsheet, still fast asleep. He watched her lovingly, listening to her snores of quiet vibrations, then kissed her forehead lightly. He put on his clothes, picked up Rielle's, placed them neatly on the bed, and then left the room. He took his mobile and dialed a number for food delivery. He opened his laptop and read his emails. When he clicked one message, the video of Hwan Chul and Rielle's prom night appeared on his monitor. His eyes focused on how the pair looked at each other, seemingly in love, and how gorgeous they looked together. Hyunki felt a tinge of jealousy but regretted Hwan Chul's loss. And then, he thought, "I couldn't give up Rielle, be it you as my brother, Hwan." "I'm sorry." The following Monday, Hwan Chul was walking through Gabrielle's office. In his hands were a school yearbook and a single red rose. Noctam peeped by the doorway. He hid the red rose under the yearbook and asked for Gabrielle. "Good morning, girls. Is Miss Gabrielle in?" Hwan Chul asked. "She has not arrived yet, sir." "Anything we can be of help?" asked Louis. "I want to give this to her," showing the copy of the yearbook while hiding the red rose underneath. "Can I bring this to her desk?" Hwan Chul asked permissively. "Let me have it brought to her desk, sir," Alexis volunteered. "No, don't bother. I'll bring it to her desk myself." Without much ado, he walked to Rielle's table and placed the yearbook facing her chair, and the red rose on top of the book so that Rielle could immediately notice as soon as she sat behind her desk. Hwan Chul left her office whistling a happy tune. 30 minutes later, Gabrielle came in while Hyunki passed through his office door. "Good morning, Miss Rielle." "There's something on your desk," said the secretaries in unison. Rielle, in a joyful mood, walked to her table and mumbled, What could this be?" "And a red rose." Rielle held the rose in her right hand and opened the book with the other hand in curiosity as she sat on her swivel chair. "Who brought these here?" lifting the red rose and the book, wondering. "Mr. Hwan Chul came in today and asked if he could bring the book to your table." Then Rielle asked abruptly, "And this rose?" They were surprised. The secretaries were unaware of the rose. "Thank you." Rielle smiled but wondered. She started browsing the book's pages with the rose in her left hand when Hyunki came in. "Sweetheart." He became aware of the slip of his tongue that he suddenly stopped and looked at the girls. He stared at them, while the girls quipped in surprise at what they just heard from their CEO. Hyunki walked straight to Rielle while facing the girls with his zip your lips sign. "What is that you're reading? And this rose? From whom did this come?" asked in a tone of jealousy. "It came to me only today, here on my desk. Louis and Alexis said it was brought here by your brother, and I am looking through these dog-eared pages." Rielle looked closely at the folded pages marked with red, the pictures of her friends, Nancy, Wilson, herself, and the image of Hwan Chul. "What is shocking to me is why your brother's picture is marked friend when I could not recall him as part of my group of friends in particular. Your brother was determined to make me accept these pictures that we had been close." "I don't know," Rielle wondered. "Well, I don't know what was in Hwan's mind, but as we both know, he wanted to make friends with you. Do you not agree to his request for friendship?" "I do. He was your brother, and friendship is accepted, but I hope he won't insist that we were close in the past because I could not remember that," Rielle said with furrowed brows. After a bit of a while, Rielle's phone on her table rang. She took it from the phone base then answered. "Hello, who is this?" It was Hwan Chul at the end of the line. "Have you seen the yearbook, Gabrielle? And the rose?" he asked. "Yes, thank you, Hwan, for the yearbook and the rose, too," she replied cheerfully. "Could I ask you for a coffee break across our building?" Hwan Chul was determined to get close to Rielle by making friends with her. Would Hwan Chul succeed in renewing their closeness? She also discovered later that she had amnesia, and that secret had been hidden from her for years.